A masked shadow slips across the dark of a rear alley. Loki creepy vibes. Two punks sitting on the porch watch his steps. One spits a loogie trying to clout chase, but he misses. The spit hits right near his crony's trainer. But he totally loses his chill, shouting insults. But the masked guy. He left them on read, doesn't even blink, just keeps strolling. This is the theater district main character energy. It's loud, it's gross, and it never blinks, just raw city rotting 24/7. And buried in this aesthetic junk is a teeny 180-foot rooftop cabin. Home sweet tomb. Our man looks at his mukbang. Instant pasta, again. Pure misery, meet Bongju Huck, 25 years old. Officially jobless, but actually working 3 part-time side hustles. Grocery store, steakhouse, and heavy lifting. The whole tragic deal. Yeah. This spent mind is our lead hero. He works like a mule, hustles always, but his cash stash still giving zero. Why? Heavy terminal debt. He's sinking in it. Pushed to pay it back or else down horrendous. No unique skills. No cheat codes, just a live form for grind set. No grand path, no hope. He's moping on his tragic bottom feeder lifespan. When suddenly, boom, a virtual screen pops up on his feed. Chosen, he pauses mid-slurp. Pasta hanging from his lips like a dope. Total shock, look popping, cold sweat dripping. The boiling hot soup pulls him back to earth and splash. He drops the bowl for the gram. Pasta everywhere, he yells. Totally losing it, not excitement, pure horror. Normally. Awakening is the ultimate golden coupon. A chance to hit the jackpot and execute a total life glow-up. Better odds than winning the Mega Millions. But here's the kicker. You can't flex the buck if you're dead. The towers are meat traps, demons tearing you to shreds. Routine. You could freeze to death. Burn alive or choke on toxic air. Not to mention hidden snares waiting to smash you flat. Juke isn't a hero if he sees trouble. He unfollows real quick. He flees danger like the plague. The guy won't even walk near a building site. Safety first always. He knows he's a nobody. A bottom feeder. He survived 25 years by staying Loki. And now the universe says, congrats, you're an awakened. He doesn't buy it. Clearly, he thinks he's dreaming from fatigue. Just a dream, right? He breathes. Status window, and it's no cap. Group Black Tower Korea. Level 1. Gift summon. He has 1 summon slot open. The skill tree, targeted summon, random summon, and dismiss, plus a daily tower entry card. And an inventory setup. Seeing the grid, the doubt melts. This is actually happening IRL. Gifts define you. You got the classics. Swordplay, spearplay, shield arts, archery, combat arts. Even wild stuff like gigantification or healing. Then there's summoning. Normally that means guiding ghosts, phantom beasts, or golems. Maybe even demonic beasts. Truly. You're the leader of a personal monster squad. Ju-Huck starts dreaming what kind of beast master he's bound to be. Time to test the gifts. He strikes a grand posture, mimicking his inner anime hero, and shouts, "Summon insects." Absolutely zero happens, cringing much. He tries again, random summon, still void. Then it hits him. Spells only work inside the tower. That's rule number 1. You can't cast magic outside the grid, outside the tower. Players are just regular citizens with a cool profile layout. Every keyboard warrior on the web knows that. He feels like a total case closed. There is no way a skill fires out here. Built different, impossible. Suddenly. Ping, the panel glows, starting random summon. Juke's eyes almost pop out of his head. A cosmic door splits open in thin air. A figure walks through and looks completely spooked. Eyes wide, sweating bullets. Jaw on the rug, the summoned guy is shaking, totally baffled about the warping. Wait, it's a dude, not a monster. A human, the guy says that he's 100% human and gives a weird salute. Ju-Huck's mind snaps. He just successfully called something outside a tower. And not a cool dragon, but a living, breathing human being. Suddenly. The summoned guy sniffs the room. His eyes lock onto the spilled pasta. "Can I get a bite?" he begs. Ju-Huck, too shocked to argue, voices. Sure, the redhead takes the bowl like it's the holy grail. Ju-Huck stands there frozen. He didn't summon a protector. He summoned a mindless freeloader who only cares about food. The guy drinks the noodles, slurping like an engine, but then the sweat starts leaking. He's dying from the heat. Ju-Huck stares. This dude is soft. That was mild soup, not even spicy, ignoring the tragic display. The mystery remains, how did the skill trigger IRL? And why a human? Strange. He checks his status window again. The text has changed. Skill. Summon humans and demihumans. Tier list unlocked. RSR and the legendary SSR. It's a gacha game come to life. We're talking legend special super rare tier here. Folks, top of the food chain. Plus, the mental link between caster and servant was crystal clear. Honestly, the guy didn't even know rares were in the prize pool. He felt like he was wasting cash on a gacha game banner or something. Suddenly, the system panel bugs out, locking him in with 3 absolute decrees. The 3 ironclad laws of the summon. Rule number 1, the helper must defend the caster's life at all costs. Rule number 2, total obedience to every single decree. And 3, if the rules clash, guarding the master always overrides the order. Complete compliance. Yeah. Our boy Ju-Huk was definitely vibing with that main character power trip. Now he had to know who exactly answered his call. He hits the profile and the data loads the screen. This wasn't just some NPC. This was the infamous Cruel Guild's unhinged nightmare, John Cossack. Rank SR, super rare, class human assassin. He can stay for 6 hours straight, needs 0 satisfaction rating, and has a 3-hour cooldown. But here's the kicker. He was the guild's largest problem child, basically. A total psycho, but you can't argue with results. The guy had a 99% kill rate. He even killed a 5th circle dark mage like it was nothing. The info download hit into Ju-Huk's mind. Cracking his skull until reality faded, he felt himself free falling through the void, and just before impact, he sees a ghost assassin rushing him. He shrinks, bracing for death. But the figure slides right through him like a ghost. It wasn't an attack. It was a memory rewind. He was watching John's dark past. The assassin was carving through guards with insane skill, but then things got weird. He was wrapping their cut heads in red ribbons. Like twisted little birthday presents. No wonder they called him insane. Suddenly, John looks over his shoulder. Even monsters bleed. His death came from one mistake. He tried to ambush the Empire's strongest blade master in his bedroom. Big mistake. Before John could even blink, he was cut cleanly in half. That was his game over. Snap back to reality. A voice breathes right behind Ju-Huk's ear, asking him what's on his mind. Ju-Huk jumps out of his skin. He trips over his own feet, flailing wildly before slamming to the floor, shouting. John wasn't trying to kill him. He was just politely asking for orders. Ju-Huk pushes his heart rate down. Recalling the system's promise, the summon makes 0 threat and obeys absolutely. He takes a shaky breath to test the waters and orders the assassin to trash the pasta pot and wipe down the table. In a flash, John executes the command. Ju-Huk watches, shocked. The guy is fast, effective, and silent. He literally did exactly what was asked. Time to push the limits. He asks if wild requests are off the table. John just shrugs. He follows the caster's word no matter what. So Ju-Huk goes for the ultimate disrespect. He tells the deadly assassin to bark like a dog. John pauses midwife. Ju-Huk starts sweating bullets. Did he just trigger a former S-class killer's ego? This guy was a legend. His pride should be massive. Ju-Huk waits for a snap. But John barks happily like a golden retriever. Juke stands there, jaw on the floor, and flashes a shaking thumbs up. Absolute obedience confirmed. Bam, someone beats on the front door. The lone sharks. They know he's home and shout for him to open up. Ju-Huk's stomach sinks. He totally forgot today was interest day. He tells John to stay down. See, Ju-Huk took 10 million won. No bank would touch him, so. Out of desperation, he went to the sharks. His dad broke his hip on black ice, and between the surgery and his little brother's tuition, he was cornered. He had to sign the deal. He thought he could pay it off fast. But the principal hasn't shifted. He's already lost through 5 million won just covering the wild interest rates. He knows he messed up, but if he went back in time, he'd make the same call to save his family. The thugs want a face-to-face health check. Juke turns his head around. John already has a blade drawn, eyes dead set on cutting the visitor on command. But Juke isn't ready for murder. If he lets John loose, it's going to be a bloodbath. He panic whispers for John to hide in the bathroom and freeze. Total lockdown, mouth shut. John asks, permission to breathe. Sir, Ju-Huk sighs with relief. Yes, just breathe. Ju-Huk opens the door and a heavy hand instantly clamps onto his neck. The thug smiles, checking if his investment is healthy, adding a fake worry that he might be sick since the payment was late. Juke freezes, scared, and stammers an apology about slipping his mind. He quickly adds that he just sent the cash. The shark pats his cheek, dropping a dark reminder. If money is that tight, don't stress yourself out. You can always cut out an organ and sell it. He smiles. Life's a whole lot easier with just one kidney, kid. One of the goons smiles, hinting the punk had a little brother they could use. The boss agreed. Fresh flesh could work off the debt just as well. Younger they are, higher the market value, he scoffed. Ju-Huk's look instantly darkened, a cold anger rising in his chest. The heavy caught the shift in his vibe immediately. What's with the face? You want to throw hands right here? Juke snapped out of it, forcing a tragic, awkward smile. No way, never, he stammered. The thug got right in his face, eyes menacing. Watch your back, he hissed, or you'll vanish and nobody will ever find the body. Slam, silence, Juke finally breathed. Legs shaking like a ghost, John appeared from the bathroom. The guy's stealth stats were maxed out. Ju-Huk hadn't heard a single breath. I followed your command to stay low-key, John stated calmly. Suddenly, the adrenaline broke. Ju-Huk sank, the weight of double shifts breaking him, an awakening, summoning a human weapon. and loan sharks pounding on his door. The heavy debt made him look at the tower news. Maybe he should risk it, but reality hit hard. The pay was wild, sure. But a shaking coward like him would be monster chow in 5 seconds. Orders, master, John asked, splitting the silence. Is there a target? Do you wish for me to return to the void? He offered to unsummon himself. Actually. John tilted his head. Can I watch the tube? Ju-Huk blinked. How did an assassin know about TV and pasta? Whatever, go for it. He mumbled. John happily settled in for a K-drama marathon. While Ju-Huk pulled himself to bed, drifting off, Ju-Huk realized something weird, even though his roommate was a called entity. Hearing another heartbeat in the room felt safe. Fatigue won the war and he passed out. The next thing he knew, his alarm was shouting at 8 o'clock in the morning. He checked the room empty. John was gone. He figured the summon timer had just run out. No big surprise there. He vaguely remembered a system notice popping up in his dreams. Groggy. He stumbled up to get ready for another soul-draining day at his side hustle. He was blanking out while brushing his teeth when the TV blared. Breaking news. Something about a huge incident in Jongnago. Seoul, the anchor's voice was grim. The entire Smile Cash office, that illegal loan shark den, had been wiped out in a brutal bloodbath. 3 targets beheaded. The reporter said, clatter. Ju-Huk's toothbrush hit the floor. The killer left a sign. The cut heads were wrapped in bright red ribbons. John, the realization hit Ju-Huk like a bullet train. He turned ghost white. He hadn't just summoned a fighter. He had unleashed a certified high-working psychopath. The Smile Cash massacre was trending everywhere. Crime scene photos showed bodies floating in their own blood. One guy's finger snapped backward and those heads displayed like twisted birthday gifts. Ju-Huk spiraled, fear clawed at his throat. He was an accessory to murder. If the cops traced this back to him, he was cooked. He tried to deny it, but the style was clear. That was John's handiwork. Later, scanning items at work, reality warped. A loan shark's ribbon-wrapped head seemed to roll down the checkout desk. Waiting to be scanned, his mind was frying. All he could see was that headless torso gripping its own gift-wrapped skull. The illusion was so clear, he scrambled backward, hitting hard into the display shelf behind him. Whoa, you good? Bro, a buyer asked, looking worried. Sorry, I'm sorry, he blurted out frantically, ringing up her items. He was a mess. He couldn't work like this. He needed a mental health day. He called out of all his gigs for tomorrow. Sighing heavily, was his debt really worth people's lives? Back in the safety of his room, he pulled up John's profile in the book. Title, The Cruel Guild's Crazy Assassin. Rank, Super Rare. Class, Human Assassin. Duration, 6 hours. No satisfaction rating yet. Cooldown 3 hours. Logically, he knew the system prevented friendly fire, but looking at those stats gave him the creeps. He hit the summon button. But a pop-up blocked him. Please rate your experience with John to proceed. This wasn't Uber. He told the guy to watch a soap opera. And the dude went out and committed a triple homicide, unauthorized. He wanted to drop a 1-star review on him for being a loose cannon. He was angry, ready to flip the screen. The bird, but he paused. Giving a 1-star rating felt too brutal. Even for a killer, he remembered his mom's struggles as a water filter coordinator. Ratings were life or death. He couldn't be a Karen. He clicked 3 stars. Kindness won out. The moment he sent the rating. The air shifted. John appeared in the room. 3 stars, John smiled, looking genuinely touched. Thank you, master. I'll work even harder next time. Looking at that puppy dog face. You'd never guess he was a butcher. Ju-Huk decided to pull the band-aid off. Did you zero those guys? The ones who broke in here? John puffed out his chest. Handled them last night. Trash taken out. Ju-Huk gasped, the air leaving his lungs. Hearing the confession out loud was terrifying. He was rooming with a serial killer. Nausea twisted in his gut. Heart pounding against his ribs. He forced himself to breathe. He can't hurt me. System rules. How? Juke whispered, voice shaking. You didn't even have an address. John tapped his own temple, smiling. Mark of hunting. He said casually, tagged those bastards the second they stepped over the threshold like it was just a video game skill. John cleared the slaughter as proactive defense, taking out the trash before it could stink. Ju-Huk wasn't buying it, snapping back that he never gave the kill order. Then John played his trump card, the summon's 3 laws, specifically Article 3, the fine print. If Law 1 and 2 clash, Law 1 reigns supreme, in plain English. Absolute unquestioning obedience. But here's the loophole. If the caster's life is on the line, the rules go out the window. Ju-Huk tested the waters, so if I ordered you to end me, you'd disobey. Bingo. John confirmed without missing a beat. But since Juke wasn't actually in danger, John admitted his little massacre was a judgment call. John argued that Article 3 is open to reading. In his dark logic, those goons were walking red flags. Leaving them alive meant a sure threat down the line, so killing them now was just smart business. Ju-Huk shook. Dude. That is straight up mental. The insult slipped out before he could catch it. He stammered an apology, but John just shrugged. He's used to being called a monster. It's not that Gook didn't get the logic. But that mindset is a ticking time bomb. Picture this. Just a casual walk downtown with John. Boom. Accidental shoulder check with some wannabe gangster. The guy starts running his mouth. Posturing hard, you got a death wish, I'll gouge your eyes out. Classic empty trash talk, but in JS world. That guy gets beheaded before he finishes the sentence. Juke was spiraling. This was a nightmare scenario waiting to happen. Surprisingly, John owned it. My bad. He dropped to one knee, clarifying that the bloodshed wasn't just for his own entertainment. It was to prevent future headaches. Plus, John pointed out the cleanup was perfect. No witnesses. No crime. Ju-Huk demanded a stop to the freelance killing. John couldn't promise zero violence, so Ju-Huk forced a pact. Only engage if there is literal blade against my throat. No more killing based on vibes or hunches. John vowed to practice better judgment. His voice booming with manic power. Deal sealed. Ju-Huk tried to dismiss him, but John threw a curveball. So are we ignoring the tower? Ju-Huk froze. He knew the tower was the golden ticket. A one-shot lottery win to shift his life. But terror gripped him. It's a meat grinder in there, he deflected, asking if John had served another master before. Indeed, John dreamed. A warrior, true blade. Absolutely fearless. Ju-Huk felt small. Someone out there was using these powers to actually save the world. I don't have the guts, he admitted. Bracing for the mockery, John opened his mouth to speak. Ju-Huk cut him off. I know, I'm a pathetic coward. But John shook his head. Incorrect. You are the grander summoner. John dropped some wisdom. Safety is the ultimate virtue. Bravery, that's poison. Heroes get people killed. If you die trying to be a hero, I'm stuck in the void. 2. Let me handle the filth and blood. You stay safe. Live long, that night. Ju-Huk tossed and turned, the chat replaying in his head like a broken record. To climb or not to climb. He decided to fold. The hero life wasn't his vibe. He'd just be glad for surviving. The gangsters were gone, the dead erased. He planned to work a boring. Safe 9 Tafiv, keep his head down, work hard and survive. Then reality rang. His dad's number flashed on the screen. Dad checked in on the rehab, then dropped the hammer. They needed to move to a major hospital. Pricey. And Mom. She just lost her job. Don't stress. Son, his dad lied through the phone, just calling because we haven't heard from you. He promised a visit soon. A family meal to pretend everything was fine. Take care of yourself. Click. Juke stared at the phone. Then he silently strapped on his safety gear, just a peek. He lied to himself. First floor only. Quick scout mission. In and out, if it gets hairy. I bail instantly. He cleared his schedule anyway. Might as well use the free time. Time to summon, but wait. Did he really need to bring that nutcase John? Maybe he could roll the dice again. Pull a legendary special super rare unit this time. Access denied. Random summon locked. Cooldown 28 days, 11 hours, 8 minutes. And 37 seconds, a whole month. He had no idea the cooldown was that brutal. Stuck with the psycho it is. He hesitated. Did John know he tried to replace him, avoiding eye contact? He mumbled, we're hitting the tower. John smiled. Finally, look at that bravery. Whoa, cancel that. Ju-Huk panicked. No bravery here, just dipping a toe in. Understood. John pointed at Ju-Huk's pathetic safety gear. Ditch the trash, I am your weapon. Your hunting dog, I'll handle the slaughter, John promised, eyes gleaming. You won't even have to lift a finger. Ju-Huk locked eyes on the interface. Target, Korea, Black Tower. Floor 1, he smashed the confirm button. Gravity just vanished. Freefall kicked in, tearing a scream from Ju-Huk's throat while John clung to him for dear life. Reality dissolved into a neon blur. Ju-Huk plummeted through a digital vortex. Code and light streaming past like a warp jump. Pure terror. His face drained of color. Eyelids clamped shut as the data stream violently dragged him down. John's grip tightened, anchoring him as they hurtled into the abyss. Then slam. Solid ground. Juke opened his eyes to a total wasteland. His stomach lurched and he violently emptied his guts on the dirt. John just watched. You'll adjust. John deadpanned. Without missing a beat, he marched out of the safe zone, leaving the rookie to catch up. Ding. The system interfaced with Ju-Huk's body, surging him with a sudden stat boost. Combat skills unlocked. Level 1 or not. The power coursing through his veins was undeniable. He finally felt like a player. He flexed. Feeling surprisingly swole, the objective flashed. Defeat 5 tough-skinned fatty grubs. Time limit 2 hours. Current kill count, 0. The stakes, death or a humiliating forfeit. No pressure. John spotted the targets. Gook remembered the wiki. Floor 1 is basically a tutorial level. These fatty grubs were literal meat shields. 0 damage output, but tanky as hell with indestructible hides. Basically walking bullet sponges. It usually took other players 30 minutes just to chip one down. But Ju-Huk was hyped. He stepped up, ready to grind. John shot him a skeptical look. Master, is suffering really necessary? John asked. Ju-Huk ignored him, stepping forward. then froze. He forgot a weapon. He whipped around to borrow a blade, but the grub was already looming over him, casting a massive, squishy shadow. Ju-Huk's soul left his body. He spun toward his companion, eyes pleading. John. Assist, John nodded. Wise choice, blur of motion. John vanished, reappearing instantly to blow the monster's head apart. One shot, he didn't stop. Rushing the rest, stay back. Dual daggers materialized in John's grip, a manic grin on his face. He unleashed a flurry of throws, tagging multiple grubs all at once. He snapped his fingers. Blade explosion. The marked targets detonated in a fountain of gore. Instant squad wipe. Mission cleared. The loot dropped. 100 magic stones. And then the ranking flashed. S+ that insane clear rank unlocked a platinum badge. Ju-Huk stood there in euphoria. Realizing this was actually broken level easy. He was already mentally spending his future fortune. But he had no idea that across Korea, the glitched ranking was going viral. In gyms, in clubs, on phones. Every player's interface lit up with the same anomaly, a global notification, while the world panicked. Ju-Huk unlocked floor 2 and warped out of the tower, teleported back to reality. The transition nausea hit him again, harder this time. He glanced at the clock, 5 minutes total. John gave him a thumbs up. Good work. Ju-Huk blinked. I literally just stood there. Exactly. John confirmed. Best strategy. Ju-Huk recalled horror stories of rookies exhausted after beating one grub. Meanwhile, he just speed ran the whole floor. It felt like cheating. He inspected his loot, a real magic stone, the lifeblood of the modern economy glowing right in his palm. Market prices had crashed since the early days. But it was still decent cash, roughly 50,000 won for 100G. It had been 20 years since the towers manifested, so everyone knew the basics. Magic stones were common knowledge, but a platinum badge. That was unheard of. Still, Ju-Huk was buzzing. 50,000 won in 3 minutes, that's an insane hourly rate. John immediately went to binge watch his dramas. Ju-Huk ordered delivery. Treating his carry, John sniffed the air. Spicy jock ball. Ju-Huk shook his head. Regular. John claimed he couldn't handle spice. Yet he was practically inhaling the spicy aroma. Turns out the guy had zero spice tolerance. John devoured the food. Thanking him with that weird stiff formality. Why do you talk like that? Ju-Huk asked. John explained his speech patterns, ending sentences with sumda. It was a habit from his last summoner, a long-term gig. Juke nodded slowly. Sounds like baggage from a toxic ex or ex-summoner in this case. I can change it if it bugs you, John offered. Nah. Keep it, it's got character, Juke replied. One thing was clear now. The tower wasn't a death trap, it was a gold mine. The next morning, Ju-Huk uploaded his new schedule. The alpha male daily routine, day job. Convenience store grind. Sitting at the charcoal grill spot under the night lights, he makes a call. Screw the side hustle. That deadened labor job history. Instead, he's going Allen on the tower grind with John. He summons his ace. John, who's fresh off receiving another 5-star review. Honestly, if Juya could break the scale and drop a 10-point rating, he'd do it in a heartbeat. John beams. Clearly vibing with the praise. He asks if the ratings actually matter that much. John breaks it down. The higher the clout, the better the perks. We're talking longer summon duration, rank boosts, and obviously getting that priority hotline bling. They step onto the second floor of the Black Tower. Mission parameters. Squish 10 quick-witted fatty grubs. The clock is set to 2 hours and the scoreboard currently reads 0 out of 10. 1 death. 1 forfeit and it's game over. Ju-Huk instantly realizes, these aren't your average bugs, they're glitchy, fast. And darting everywhere, panic sets in. What's the play here? He asks. John doesn't even flinch. Don't sweat the strategy. This is a 3-minute speedrun. He promises to wipe the floor with them, drop Ju-Huk off at home, and celebrate with a feast of fried chicken and cold beers. Flash forward to the crib. And John is already thanking him for the meal. The man literally deleted those quick-witted fatty grubs in seconds. Ju-Huk shakes his head. Pure insanity. Floor 2 cleared. Level up achieved. The loot. A massive 200G magic stone. But then the notification pops. Rank S+, a perfect clear for the Korean Black Tower. The system rewards him with a shiny platinum badge. Seeing that S+ again has him questioning reality. Is it allowed to be this easy? It was so fast he could basically farm this dungeon before his morning shift even starts. Next day. It's time to raid the 3rd floor. New targets, 10 ice-cold fatty grubs. John notes his landing mechanics have sharpened, and within minutes they absolutely crush the 3rd floor mission. Reward 300G magic stone. Rank. Another S+ clear for the Black Tower Korea server. Another platinum badge added to the collection. The 4th floor, same story. 5th floor, total domination. He's sitting on 5 S+ platinum badges. And that unlocks a major achievement. The reward is a Gamesure, Awakening Trait Enhancement. The buff, his simultaneous summon cap just doubled to 2. The status screen confirms that Ju-Huk is level 6. ready to control a duo squad, but his character catalog is currently a ghost town. His kit includes designated summon, random summon, and summon release. General skills, just the daily tower entry and the tower inventory. Zero combat skills to his name, but this upgrade means he can have a bodyguard, while John is busy steamrolling the entire map. He realizes that S plus reward is actually broken. This changes everything for the long game. His survivability just skyrocketed. The cooldown on random summon is 20 days. He decides to camp out and wait. Once that timer hits 0, the three of them can roll out together. He can chill and enjoy the carry while his squad wrecks the tower. Tomorrow, the grind continues on floor 6. Meanwhile, over at the Awaken Management Administration in Hanamdong, Seoul, the tension in the lobby is thick. 2 officers are glued to the screens. A man paces, wondering if the notification will drop in the morning, evening, or the dead of night. A woman in a sharp suit catches him staring, waiting for the ping. "Aren't you?" He jumps, totally busted, face turning red. He snaps back. "Quit reading my mind." This anxious mess is John Gwang-il, team leader at the administration, and the perceptive woman is Lee Min-a, the deputy director. "Did a new alert pop?" he asks. She nods. "Confirmed. Black Tower, Korea, 6th floor. Rank S++. The global server has been spamming notifications nonstop lately, and every single ping is a perfect S+ run." Gwangil connects the dots. This isn't a team. It's one guy. Floors 1 through 5 cleared sequentially. No doubt about it. They're dealing with a player possessing unprecedented god-tier talent. If they aced every single floor with S+ slam, a fist hits the desk. Cutting him off, it's Park Jae-soo, the big boss director. "Our highest record was rank A," he barks. "We didn't even know ranks went higher until this S+ mystery started triggering worldwide alerts." In today's meta, poaching players is standard practice. Hell, foreign agencies are pulling secret abductions in the shadows. Before another country snatches this rookie, Korea needs to lock them down. Now, eyes on the database. He orders, "Monitor every new registration like a hawk." 2 days later, Juech sets his sights on floor 8. The 1 floor a day strategy is working like a charm. Up to floor 10 is basically the tutorial zone. So it's smooth sailing. Today's map, the swamp mission, eliminate 10 red thorn frog warriors. Suddenly, a shadow moves. The frog warrior lunges for the kill. John whipped out his dagger and in a blur of motion, he minced those warriors into ribbons. The system immediately pinged Ju Huck regarding the completion of the 8th floor mission. The loot dropped a massive 800G magic stone and 5 tower exclusive healing potions. He had secured a flawless S+ rank on the Black Tower Korea's 8th floor. To top it off, a shiny platinum badge was awarded. John started hyping him up like a total fanboy, even though Ju Huck hadn't lifted a finger. Every single day, John insisted that just stepping inside the tower was the real nightmare. He claimed that thanks to Ju Huck, this climb was a total breeze. John warned him to stay sharp because after floor 10, the difficulty spikes hard. Since they blitzed the stage in a 3-minute clear, Ju Huck figured the guy deserved a treat. He tossed him an allowance. "Go hit the town, grab some grub. Have a blast, you've got plenty of manifestation time left." He told him not to start a riot, but John flat out refused, leaving Ju Huck completely baffled. John explained that he couldn't leave his master's side, so he just binged TV at home. Ju Huck realized that absolute obedience apparently applies to being a couch potato, too. "Fine, let's just order some fried chicken," he suggested. And John's eyes practically sparkled. John dialed it in and ordered the good stuff, definitely the mild version. While the assassin handled dinner, Ju Huck scrolled through his rewards. A new drop appeared. A tower-exclusive healing potion. He earmarked that for John. Then he dumped the glowing stones onto his table and stared at the pile, strategizing his next move. His inventory was sitting at a hefty 3.6 kg. If he pawned this now, that is roughly 1.8 million won. He figured it was time to think about cashing out. Finally,